All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another Black Desert Global Lab patch note reading. So we got some interesting news coming out within the next week and a half or so. So one, as you guys may imagine, Dosa Awakening is coming out October 8th, and that one has been confirmed. So I'm pretty excited for that. I played Dosa on Season, and we played a little bit after that just to test it out. It's pretty easy overall. I think it's a beginner-friendly class as well, so it's easy to learn, not too much to do. So I think everyone should try it out at least once. But we got the Global Lab patch notes reading, and I skimmed it a little bit, but I didn't fully read it. So we're going to go through it together so you guys can check it out with me. So this is on the Global Lab site, and it was in Korean by default, so I'm translating it to English using Google Translate, and I'll try to make it make sense. But anyway, this is the Global Lab patch notes reading for September 27, which is today. And let's see what's happening this week. Guild representative leader. Our guild's cozy resting place, the guild manor, has been added. Oh wow, guild manor. That's something that I feel like should have been added in the game on launch day one. But here we are, 8-9 years later, finally coming out. Okay, so basically, if I had to summarize this, is we're getting a guild manor. So like a guild house, kind of, very standard in MMOs. So I think that's a cool thing. Yeah, we'll see who can decorate it and all that stuff. So I think that's exciting. Featured, you could set your guild members as a representative. They can basically decorate and all that stuff. I think that's awesome. How to set up a guild leader. If an adventure with the position of guild master and assistant, click phase, and a guild member set. Okay, so basically, set your guild members to do things for the manor, like decorate it and stuff. Very cool. How do you use the guild hall? You just click the button and go to it. I think that's how it works. That's cool. Ooh, these images, these are some nice pictures. That's fancy. All right, that's cool. All right, additions and improvements. Simplify green grade horse gear. Yeah, I think this is something that Pearl Abyss has been working on just across the board over the years, where we're trying to like phase out the old items that no one ever uses and then just kind of get everyone caught up, because there's a lot of items in this game that are, I guess, just out of date from like, we're good 7 years ago, but they're useless now, like Gruntle gear and all that other stuff. So that includes horse gear, and I think everyone these days either uses one, Krogdalo is considered best in slot because it gives the horse buffs for your tier 9s and up and everything. And then if you didn't have that, you probably had one step under, which was like the blue gear. So green is basically irrelevant, the budget option. So I think it's good to see that they're actually taking note of the old items and, either making it easier to get or improving it. All right, so before and after, all of these items, like the ones you can get with those seals that you probably literally have millions of, into like one set, like combining all the, useless ones into just one go-to, which I think is overall a good thing. And Unified Gale riding gear set has the following stats: more health, more health, more health, speed. What you really look at is like speed and turn and rotation, braking, and like the horse defensive stats. They're not so important these days, because I think if you're using it to grind, obviously you are. You just park it in a spot where your horse doesn't get hit. And so ideally the most important stats for your horse is basically speed, turn, brake, and like I guess the other one. So yeah, the defensive and health, it's always nice to have. More is better, but it's not something that you really worry about too much. The Gale riding gear set can be crafted from the like house crafter using the materials. Various ingots, tough leather, so you do mining, tanning, and then you probably just have a lot of blackstone powders from just various things. Due to the integrated exchange maintenance on the official server on September 27, that's today. Did we have one? I don't know. The sales for all of these have been canceled. So basically, if you have one, just hold on to it. It's probably going to get deleted next week and then replaced with something else. Or you get some silver refund. So just hold on to it. Don't delete it yet. Next week, see what happens. The weight of the following materials has been reduced. Purified and distilled water from 0.3 to 0.1. That's good. These are actually very used items in both cooking and alchemy. Or I think more just alchemy. But yeah. Good to see you can cook for about 5 minutes longer than you were able to previously. Fantastic. With the May and June update, you can now separate permissions for guild members regardless of the positions. I think that was a good item. In the case of guild various items, only like device and up can handle them. Now, regardless, you can purchase. Okay, basically more members can actually just do more stuff. Very cool. Content. This is the exciting part. New guild battle missions have been added. Black Temple party guild mission has been added. I think this is actually a good one thing. I think they should add into like the group Black Shrine bosses is a group finder. So right now the way it works is you get a group of 5, whether it's your friends, your guildies, and you just do it. I think there are a lot of people, and Black Desert is one of the games where a majority of the things you do are solo. We all know that. And I think that you should just have a party finder for it. Like, you already have it for the Ataraxian dungeons. Just add it for the Black Shrines. And I think that would be great. So it allows more people to actually do the new content. And you already have a system in the game that allows you to do that. So it's cool. Okay, so if you participate and complete a raid with guild members of the same guild, the guild mission objectives will be achieved for the number of people who participated. So, like 5 people, you get 5 times the rewards. Well, not rewards, but credit. And I think that's cool. Normal difficulty, small, medium, large. Extra large, subdue 5 times. I should probably start looking for a guild that, does more world boss or like these group bosses weekly. So yeah, if anyone on the NA server, your guild is recruiting, let me know. I'm also down for PvP, even though I think PvP is on the reverse stonks chart. As for guild XP, I don't know if that's good. Guild funds, that's kind of a lot. Like, if you do gathering, I believe it's around like 30 to 50 mil. But yeah, 90 for a boss, that's pretty cool and normal. And 100 million in guild fund. Dude, that's a lot, actually. 100 million to subdue a hard mission or hard mode one. That's cool. There is a change to the Locki arrow that can be gathered with the hoe. Dude, you guys remember actually doing Locki arrows like 5 years ago or something? And then it just kind of fell off, and then everyone forgot about it. Now, after gathering the Locki arrow and Kama Sylvia and Drigan, you can find another one nearby. So here's the thing. With life skills, nothing really changes over the years. That's the problem. I think life skills should be buffed. And, as progression over the years goes, where things cost more, we all see this with sovereign weapons, how very expensive upgrading or enhancing sovereign weapons are. Making 1 to 2 billion an hour, it's rough. And especially if you're a life skiller, you're barely making $1 bill an hour. Like, I think at 2000 mastery gathering, I make around like 500 to 600 mil gathering an hour. That's not great. So that's a problem. I hope life skills get buffed across the board, literally everything. I've also had this weird issue with horse training. Like, you know how when you throw the rope, it shows like a red hit box on it? That hit box is like not even there anymore for me when horse training, and I don't know why. So it's just like I literally just can't do horse training anymore. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I guess. Not that I really did it normally, but I just can't do it now. So Locki Arrow is basically Minesweeper, but the mini game. If you know how to do it, you do. It's not really super profitable, but you could get a Millennium Ginseng. You guys, this is still 6 billion silver, right? And you can only exchange it once. Dude, I think these should be unlimited exchanges, like maybe once a month, because these last for 90 days. So yeah, maybe once every 3 months, because if you're using these, yeah, it's a 90-day period, or they're 6 billion silver. So yeah, why is it one only? Just literally make it a 3-month cycle so people can have them permanently, and then I think it'll be good. Either way, they are adding some new stuff to Locki Arrows to make it more useful. It's still not really good, but now you get rewarded for actually doing it, so it's cool, I guess. So I don't really know Korean, but I know what these pictures are. So if you're doing it, the only one worth doing is the Millennial Ginseng, because that's a lot of silver, and the only one that's actually pretty useful. Here on the NA server, Forest Furies are basically permanently sold out. So if you can get them, that's awesome. But, this is another way to get them. Everything else here, though, you just play the game, buy it, and it's not really important. But it's 2 items that are worth it. Monsters. Cadry Ruins Dehkia Stage 1. First and foremost, Pearl Abyss, why did you not just add 1 Dehkia lantern? You know how like the loot scroll has a little like icon that says like 0, 1, and 2? Literally do that, but with the lantern. I had to make 2 different lanterns. I know you could swap back and forth, but it's kind of a hassle. So to the point where it's probably easier for everyone to just make 2 lanterns, a level 1 and 2. That would be a quality of life change that I would change. Just 1 item, pick the level, just be like, when you use the lantern, have it pop up and be like, do you want level 1 or level 2? Literally future proof. So anyway, side rant over. Cadry Ruins, level 1. I don't really know what to say. Kadry has never really been like a meta grind spot that's good. Some people grinded there back in the day for Kadry rings, but it's not really like high silver. And then I remember grinding there before for those all DR artifacts, before those got phased out by the like 10 billion ones. So either way, 310 AP, defense 400. Dude, half of these numbers don't even make sense. Like when they make Dehkia, but whatever. Just literally don't get hit and you're good. Deboreka ring and Forgotten Token of Oblivion, which I believe is the Limbo token. Another spot where Deboreka rings drop. Oh boy. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just like, surely you can come out with something else, right? Like maybe after a while you start incorporating more stuff. Like instead of Debo rings, you can have a spot that drops all the Debos or something. I don't know. So anyway, I guess we'll try this out when it comes out. It doesn't look like there's anything notable coming out of this spot. Like if you're grinding at Crescents or something, chances are Crescents are still better. If you like Ash Force and Olins, grind there. So Tungrad archaeological, oh my god, dude, words, site. As adventurers grow stronger, it becomes more frequent to tackle multiple monster groups while they... Basically, they're changing the spot. Tungrad Leader has been improved to apply defense reduction when affected and knocked down. Dude, I have grinded both Tungrad and City of the Dead for like over 500 hours going for the telescope. I'm glad these changes are being made for the people who are actually going for it for the first time now, but oh my god, I feel like this should have been a tested thing 2 years ago. But that's cool if it's making Tungrad easier, which I never really thought that the new Ulakita spots are difficult in the first place. But I guess it wasn't. I know City of the Dead felt a little bit wonky simply because they're like mechanics. You debuff the enemy for the Visionary. But I guess they're making it more smooth, I guess. So that's cool. Knowledge and requests. In order for adventurers to enjoy an immersive adventure while progressing through the main quest, the auto summoning of the mounts during Serendia, Calpheon, Medaya have been improved. What has been improved? You either have your horse come to you during the quest or you don't. Mount summoning has been added for convenient traversal to subsequent quest locations, and adjustments have been made to prevent mount summoning at potentially dangerous points upon completing certain main quests. Like what? I've done the quest line literally multiple times. Either way, if this annoys you, there's an option in the game where it's like, I don't remember where it is, but there's a setting that's like, do you want to call your mount for questing or something like that? You could just literally turn that off if you don't want to. I think it's good to keep on, but if it annoys you enough, you could turn it off. I wish I knew these quests by default, like the names and what you do, but here's a list. Background, NPC effects, and cutscenes. Wild horses have been found all over the land of the morning light. Bro, I talked about this a few minutes ago. I can't even catch horses. I literally don't even know if that's an issue with me or the game. Can you guys catch horses normally? Because I can't. Literally, when I try to throw the rope, you know how you get the red crosshair on it? Yeah, that just doesn't appear. So maybe I'm just dumb and something changed, but I just don't know. Boarding for sailing stuff during the cooldown. Okay. UI. The usability of Notepad, guild introduction, and self-introduction have been improved. Okay. Fixes and changes. Maybe... I actually do like looking at the fixes and changes every week to see if any issues that I have get fixed. Usually they don't, but, we'll see. Fix an issue where the screen brightness would be excessively dark when playing some cutscenes. Here's another issue that I had. Sometimes, even if you play the game with the sound off, you still hear sounds for various cutscenes. I don't remember which ones in particular, but some of them you still do have sounds on. So if I find it, I'll try to record it and send it to them. Furniture fixes. The use cron button has been modified to be disabled, and you cannot attempt to strengthen an item registered in the equipment strengthening window. What? The use cron button has been modified to be disabled. You can't use crons when you attempt to strengthen an item registered in the equipment. Maybe I'm reading this wrong, but it looks like they're disabling cron stones for something. When you cannot attempt to strengthen... Oh, so... Why is this an issue? Like, okay, let's say you maxed out a piece of gear. Let's say you have a pen black star. It shouldn't allow you to click an upgrade anyway. So why was this an issue? So my understanding is of this, if I read it correctly, the Cronstone button is disabled when you cannot attempt to strengthen an item any further. So, like, if you can't use crons and if you don't have enough crons in your inventory, you can't use it. What's the problem? But anyway, it's whatever. That got fixed. Cool. Felt like that was a non-issue. The issue where the gap between the character level and the character name was narrow when checking the game end window has been fixed. Fixed an issue where the character cannot be controlled smoothly when all the energy was consumed while floating in the air. And so, how do they find these issues but like miss the most obvious ones? It's not even a Black Desert issue. It's literally all games. So, Awakening Dosa coming soon, October 8th, I believe. Yep, right here. That's cool. Expect some videos of that soon. And that's it for today's patch notes. So, yeah. Overall, the notes were, you know, let's recap. Dosa Awakening, October 8th. Guild Manor, or Guild Hall, you know, very standard. New Kadry Ruins grind spot. Story changes, Locki mini game update. And yeah, I guess that's it. So new horses that I probably won't even be able to participate in the activity. But yeah, that's about it. So with that said, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, drop a quick like. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I would love to see you come back. And yeah, over the time, I just like sharing all the news and stuff that I've gained over the years and knowledge of this game, because it's definitely not a beginner-friendly one. And that's all I got for today. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. Peace.